last topic, and then I just some shit this week was so it was strange, like beyond the things that I'm accustomed to. So Trevor Noah is leaving the Daily Show. Okay, that's fine. He's gonna do something else. But then, as he's leaving, he's like, "I'm giving a tribute to Black women. Shout out to Black women." What? Like, what? Why do they pander in this way? Like, why? What? I mean, don't get me wrong. I really feel like Trevor Noah respects his mother and his grandmother, who are Black women, and that's great. But like, I don't, I don't understand. This was the going away message. Like, who are you making this message for? I'm so confused. He made a good point, though. He said, if you want to understand society, go talk to Black women because they don't have the luxury to fuck up. That's true. That's true. That is extremely true. Except that's kind of like common knowledge because we have examples of death. like like all the Black people who fucked up are dead. That's why there's no story to tell. Here's the story. They died. Like the end. There. See how there's no narrative arc. There's no like nobody was positively impacted. Even the economy didn't move forward. So yeah, I don't know. That it was strange to listen to. Like I didn't feel appreciated or inspired or respected by hearing that. I kind of felt like mocked and like disrespected a little bit. Like you know how when people go out of their way to be kind, as though like I feel like the only time that people do that is when they are guilty of something. Um, right? Because if you've been decent the entire time, why would you go above and beyond to like rectify indecency? You know how like when you do something wrong and then you say like, "Oh, I'm sorry." The reason you're saying you're sorry is because you did something wrong. But if you didn't do anything wrong, you don't have anything to be sorry for. So then, why wouldn't you just be in a space of content where you were just like satisfied with the actions that you've taken in the past? That's the part where I think that Trevor Noah's apology wasn't, or his statement wasn't sincere. It felt like pandering, and I don't understand why people like him pander. Don't pander. Just like be who you are. This is another reason I just appreciate like Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, who have come into this, all of it being hella Black. Both of them have been the same person. Like ASAP Rocky has been like that New York nigga for a long time. That is who he is. Rihanna has been like that Black fashion bitch for the whole time. They didn't like switch up nothing. And so the story did not become like, oh yeah, now I decided to try to be Paris Hilton. Now I decided to try to be insert weird white girl here. Like nobody tried to do that. And I feel like that's why we all love them. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like some of you guys can probably relate to this, right? It's like we don't. Here's another thing reason that this is strange. So I saw some article where now Machine Gun Kelly is using his real name in things. So he's like Korame, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know. He's talking about like how he went to go get flour from Michael B. Jordan, who's his neighbor. It's like insert black male here to show that I am alive at the same time as him. Because if you guys didn't know, integration does not exist. Like in no other communities are any of the Black people that you know. They don't live near any white people. They don't live near any Asian people. They don't live near any Latino people. They only live near other Black people because racial segregation is extremely real in this country, everywhere. I am so tired of being the only Black person in every space that I enter. It's all the time. It gets normalized. You start to normalize shit that's like not normal. This is why I've been bringing the camera so that you guys can see the shit for yourself. And then you're gonna the other people. It's like all the things, the stuff that people comment on are never the like the commentary, the actual experience. They're like, oh my gosh, look at you having noodles or something. It's like, what? Like, you've never had noodles? It's just something that's like super strange of like, oh my god, French press. Like, what? Like, what? I couldn't even imagine the shit that the way that you see my experience in relation to the way that I see my experience. Because I see this experience as very shitty. In relation to where I'm going to go and where I would like to be, this is awful. I hate it here. Like, so much. This is why I make critical videos that talk about how much of an awful experience I'm having. This is not a good experience for me. On a scale of like 1 to 10, my experience right now in America would be a 2. It's very bad. For me, it's very bad. I do think that others like this experience. I can't for the life of me figure out why, but I do know that they do like it. And I suppose that's good for them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. I think those are kind of all the topics I wanted to cover today. I am excited actually to see. You should watch it. I think it's at 11 o'clock. Khadijah's video is coming out. It's the one about how Drake became a misogynist. Wow, I'm glad somebody's covered it. Because, yes, like I said, I only like 2 songs off of the new album. Everything else was basically, I'm a fuck boy and I hate women now. And it was just like, okay, nigga, well, we hate you too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, if you're going to be on that side of the field, he can sit over there and die with Chris Brown and the rest of them. It's just, it's kind of gross. It's gross at this point. It can't just be me. It's actually gross. The other thing I don't understand is like, why do people act like there's like an infinite number of women? It's like once you tell, this is the point that Khadijah made that I thought was really honest. It's like if you go around telling virtually all the women, like, we hate you, you're this, you need us, blah, 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 blah. And then the women are like, no, actually, fuck you. We're going to just be feminists and actually exist on our own. And then they do that. And they're like, no, 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 no. And then the incels start popping up. The ugly brokies start popping up. Everybody pops up with their, like, take on whatever. Oh, that can't.